This is Jacob Newell of Old Oak School of Tao, and we are going to look at the 10 heavenly stems. So the 10 heavenly stems are the yin and yang of the 5 elemental chi phases. So the 5 elements. The word for element is really shing, which means to walk or move or circulate or travel. So elements only make sense if you think of it as a part of a process, not material. They're not material things. So I say elemental chi phase. Sometimes I will say a phase or chi phase. So I am not going to talk right now about the interactions and relationships between the 5 elemental chi phases. That is the basis of traditional Chinese medicine. There is tons and tons of information out there. Right now, I just want to look at each specific heavenly stem. So let me pull up. So let's look at this chart. This is from a feng shui book that my brother gave me many years ago. And this chart is really great in conjunction with other charts. So what we have here is the 12 earthly branches. We're talking about heavenly stems right now, but I want to look at the earthly branches here. You can see in the middle, there's water, wood, fire, earth, and metal. So those are the 5 elemental chi phases. For purposes of this discussion, the earth is in the middle. Okay, so earth is going to be in the very middle. Water, so look at this in terms of a clock or a map. I mainly want to use this as the feng shui map. So in the feng shui map, south is up. Okay, this is up, red, and north is down. So east is left, west is right. So imagine that we are in the northern hemisphere. The North Pole is at our back. Water, kidneys, darkness. The equator is at our front. So light, heart, brightness. The sun rises at our left, and rising energy, freshness, and it sets at our right, so contracting energy, death. So these 4 plus the central pivot, this is the 5 elemental chi phases. So simple. And we'll see that the heavenly stems and the earthly branches, they all follow this map. My understanding of this stuff is fairly simplistic, so please understand that the stuff is way more complex than I'm presenting it, but this is a good beginning. So you can see the animals here. Rat is the first animal because, of course, it would begin in the middle of the night, in the heart of winter, so in the heart of yin. And it progresses in this direction. What do you know? Clockwise, this is the direction the sun moves. So this is the direction that the clocks move. I don't entirely know the history behind that, but I'm sure that that is why clocks move in this direction. So I want to look at the native positions of the 5 elemental chi phases here. So this is shown in purple right now. This should be blue or dark blue. So rat and pig, the native is in the north. So we've got water down below. Green, we're going to skip the gold, the yellow right now. Green is wood, so chi rising upward. Red is fire, chi at the peak. Gray here, silver, sometimes white, is metal, so chi descending. Now we have earth. So earth, this is why I like this chart. Earth is not only after fire in the way that it is usually portrayed in traditional Chinese medicine. Earth is the central hub. It is that quality that that transforms all elements, all elemental chi phases into one another. So we can see in between each of the chi phases, there's earth. So earth transforms water into wood. Earth transforms wood into fire. Earth transforms fire into metal. Earth transforms metal back into water. So that's a good basic explanation of the 5 elemental chi phases. You should be aware of the nourishing cycle and the controlling or restraining cycle. Just very briefly, water nourishes wood. Wood nourishes fire. Fire nourishes earth. Earth nourishes metal. Metal nourishes water. Water restrains fire. Fire restrains metal. Metal restrains wood, and wood restrains earth. So that those relationships are very much worth exploring more, and we will if you are practicing with me. And understanding these relationships is important when we interpret your 4 pillars reading. Now I want to transition to looking at the specifics of the heavenly stems. And so we're going to go around this circle, but I'm going to pull up the Chinese characters. I just today did the calligraphies for each of these, but we're going to go in this direction. It's going, let's see, we're going to start with wood, then we'll go to fire, to earth, to metal, to water, but it switches, it goes yang to yin, yang to yin, yang to yin. So we get the 10 heavenly stems. So we'll start with yang wood, we'll go to yin wood, and then we'll go all the way around, and we'll end up at, let's see, yang earth, or yang water to yin water. So this is the first heavenly stem. This is yang wood, jia. So yang wood is that aspect of wood. So wood is emerging, arising, moving forward, beginnings. So yang wood is really very assertive, growing forward, determination, drive, moving forward. And it is often symbolized by like a large pine tree or oak tree, like very big, expressive. It's the process of growing. It is very, again, assertive, forward moving. And you can almost see the image here is like you've got this this kind of field in the middle, and it's kind of popping open, this expansiveness forward. So that is the quality of yang wood, is drive, forwardness. Next, we have yin wood. So wood is not only assertive, wood also yields. A blade of grass, so soft, so gentle. A flower petal, beautiful and peaceful. So wood has both yin and yang. It drives forward, but it also, at the same time, it yields. And so this yielding quality of wood, in a sense, this is expressing the water within wood. So that yielding quality, even as moving forward. So yin wood is very nice, very nice. So yielding and gentleness. Yielding does not necessarily mean retreat. If yang wood is like, yin wood is like, it's like what? If there's a flower, blade of grass or something, if you do this, it'll, it's not going to collapse. Yin wood is not about collapsing. It doesn't retreat. It yields and resiliency. So resiliency is also yin wood. Yang fire. Fully burning, very destructive, very much like in your face, going all the way. The sun at high noon. Yang fire, burning everything up, fully burning. Very intense, very destructive, very dangerous, very strong. It is the height of yang, and so it is not really very sustainable, but it can do a lot of damage before it retreats. Very powerful. Yang fire. Yin fire. See how this is more contained and more focused. Yin fire is gentle warmth, like a nourishing fire at the hearth. So if yang fire is like maybe an out of control wildfire, yin fire is like a candle, or a fire that is contained, or just the internal warmth of the heart. Gentle inner warmth, gentle warmth. Ah, yin fire. So nice. Yang Earth. So this is Yang Earth. Earth, so we spoke about Earth being that central element that that transforms everything. So Earth is both like the empty hub in the middle of a wheel, but it is also that power that causes things to turn around, the spinning. So if we have the axis of the Earth, would be like that would be Yin Earth, but that turning is Yang Earth. So Yang Earth is symbolized by a mountain, so protruding aspect of Earth. Yang Earth is very like solid and heavy. Very, very powerful. Very active and turning, never stopping. Moving, changing. Yang Earth, very, very powerful. Nothing can last forever, not even Yang Fire, right? This Yang Earth is that aspect of the cosmos that transforms everything from one state to the next. Yang Earth, changing. Yin Earth is, Yin Earth is symbolized by a valley. So this is the empty hub, utter stillness, utter emptiness. Yin Earth is pivotal, well, the central pivot, actually. So it is a pivotal quality in Taoist meditation. So Yin Earth is Wu-Wei practice. And Yin Earth is considered the pivot in alchemy, internal alchemy. So Yang Earth is sometimes associated with like a mind intent. Like if we're going to kind of do some practice, Yang Earth. Yin Earth is go into the valley, like Tao Te Ching chapter 6, the valley spirit. Gu Shen. Yang Metal. Yang Metal, very destructive, cutting things down. Shiva, that aspect of the cosmos that destroys everything. Anything that comes into existence cuts down. So wood likes to become, especially young wood, so determined and strong and powerful. Yang Metal cuts down wood. So understanding these relationships between the elements, very fun and helpful and essential in understanding this astrology, as well as traditional Chinese medicine or many different aspects of Chinese arts. So Yang Metal is Qi coming down, and like after everything is leafed out in summer, that then the earth kind of turns it back in this concentrating quality that like the leaves get cut off and fall down. So there's a down and cutting. Yang Metal also very dangerous. Yin Metal. Yin Metal. So fully concentrated, just total concentration. Mental concentration, concentration of chi, concentration of resources. So Yin Metal is associated with fine coins, like concentrated wealth. So refinement, going from kind of all of this expression to like, okay, let's bring everything down to the basis. Like a tree dropping its leaves, that it is bringing the chi back to a concentrated state. So this is Yin Metal. Very important in the process of alchemy. Yang water. Yang water, vast resources, flowingness, the ocean, a big active river. So what does water do when it's very abundant, overflowing, and active, that quality? So water moves and flows and can be destructive. We can drown. It spirals, moving, big, flowing. And finally, yin water. So yin water is a gentle stream, a calm pool. Yin water is very nurturing, nourishing, right? Soothing. Yin water. Well, here's some yin water right here. And it also has some wood and everything else in it, but this gentle water. So these are the 10 heavenly stems.